What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to put something to the test. Roughly 3 months ago, give or take, I'm not even sure how long ago it was, to be honest with you, I put out that Pedal Commander video. It was basically just an unboxing, review, install video on the Pedal Commander, covered the different modes on it and everything like that. A lot of positive feedback from it. It's got a ton of views on it. But since I made that video, one question that comes up a lot is, does the eco mode actually save you on gas? We're going to put that to the test right here today. What we're going to do is we're going to take the same exact trip 3 different times, back to back. So same conditions, same everything, but we're going to do it. The first time we'll do it in stock mode with the Pedal Commander off. Then we're going to turn it on and go into eco mode, make the trip, and then we'll do it in sport mode, just to kind of compare the 3 different modes and see what we get as far as results. As far as the route we're going to take, it's going to be a little bit of everything. So it's going to be roughly between 20 and 30 minutes, the route that I have planned round trip. And it's got a little bit of uphill, a little bit of downhill, a little bit of flat ground. It's got some stop signs in the mix. We got some roads where we're going to hit, it's not highway, but we got some roads where we're going to hit, 45, 50 miles per hour for the speed limit. So it's got a little bit of everything. I felt like that was a really good route to take just to kind of really put this to the test. All right, so I'm going to keep you guys posted. You'll be able to see my progress along the way and how we're making out. So yeah, I'm going to try to keep this as controlled as possible. I got my co-pilot in the back there. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's ready to rock, loves being in the truck with me. So, all right, let me get the camera turned around and we'll get this started. We're going to do it in stock mode first. So let me flip you around so you can see the dashboard. Okay, first trip is going to be in stock, as we mentioned. Truck is obviously not running yet because I don't want it to sit idle. Again, we're going to try to keep this as controlled as possible. So let me start the truck. I'll show you the Pedal Commander. We're going to put that in right there. You can see right now it's in sport because that's where I've had it. So we're going to turn that completely off. So as you can see, Pedal Commander's off. And we have the screen up on the dash there. You can see my total average and then trip average 0. So that's what we're going to be interested in. And there's also a screen there that I'm going to show you, that'll show you the trip time and everything, again, just so you can see that this is pretty much as controlled as possible. So here we go. Stock mode is first. All right, guys, we're at about the halfway point. I'm going to use this spot here as my turnaround spot. So as you can see, we're about roughly 10 minutes into the trip, and 5.8 miles is the distance that we've traveled. Let me get turned around here and we'll check out. So right now we're averaging, hopefully you can see it there, trip average is 10.7 as of right now at the halfway point. All right, so let me get back to the house and we'll find out what the complete average is for the trip, and then we'll move on to the eco mode. All right, guys, here we are backing into the driveway for the first round of the, as you can see, Pedal Commander still off. And let's see what we have. So trip average 13 miles per gallon. I'll give you a look at the distance is 11.7 that we went, and it was a roughly 22-minute trip. All right, so let's throw it in eco mode and we'll repeat the process. All right, truck is off again, just to keep it as baseline as possible. So let's get her started. I'll let you see me put the Pedal Commander into eco mode. In order to do that on the module itself, you just push and hold the star button. So as you can see right there, we are now in eco mode. All right, so let me put that back in the bracket. You can see trip average is reset to 0. Time and distance reset to 0. So let's go ahead and repeat this exact trip in the eco mode. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you, eco mode is not my favorite to drive in, okay? I'm just going to honestly throw that out there. If you have one of these, you probably know why. It just gives the truck a little bit of lag, and it's not terrible, don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, I mean, I bought the Pedal Commander just for the responsiveness of it. The Eco mode kind of does the opposite of that, where it makes the pedal, you know, a little bit less sensitive. So yeah, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. It's definitely something, let's be honest, guys, when I bought this truck, I didn't buy this Tundra for miles per gallon. I knew what I was getting into, especially since this is my third Tundra. But just wanted to throw that out there for anybody who doesn't have one and, you know, is just kind of, you know, wondering how it affects the drivability of the truck. It just makes the pedal less sensitive and, quite honestly, not as much fun to drive. So, all right, so let me, I'll pick you guys back up at the halfway point, and we'll see where we're at as far as the miles per gallon in the Eco mode. All right, guys, here we are coming up on the turnaround spot. Just like last time, this is the stop sign that we're gonna use as the turnaround spot. As you can see, we made it here in the same exact time, 10 minutes. Mileage is 5.8, I'm sorry, just turned to 5.8, which is exactly where it was. And let me just make this turn and we'll take a look at where we're at as far as the miles per gallon. At this point on stock mode, it was 10.7 if I remember correctly. And right now we are at 11.6, so it is slightly better. Not a mind-blowing difference there, but let's see what happens by the time we get back to the house. On the way back to the house, it does have a little bit more downhill, so that's why you saw the number go up from 10.7 to, I think we ended up at what, 13 in the stock mode. But anyway, on the way back home, there is more downhill, which is why you're going to see that number come up. All right, so let me pick back up with you when we get back to the house. All right, guys, pulling back into the driveway again, and let's see where we finished up. So, all right, you can see 13.4 is where we finished, which honestly is not that big of a difference. I'm actually a little surprised by that, and the reason being is I've done something similar. Let me just give you a quick look. You can see the distance, 11.7, time 22 minutes. So it took us the same exact amount of time. Again, I'm trying to make this as controlled as possible. I'm a little surprised by that though, because I've done something similar to this in the past on my own, and it wasn't as controlled as this, but I saw more of a difference than that. So that is a little bit shocking. So, there you can see over a 22-minute trip that I chose here. You know, and one other thing real quick, guys, I want to mention, I picked the route that I picked because there's very little traffic on this route. So I didn't want traffic to, you know, come into play and affect the results in any way. All right, so there you have the Eco mode compared to stock. Now, I'm going to throw it into sport mode just for fun, and we're going to do this one more time. If you don't care about sport mode and saving gas, you might as well stop watching the video here. But I'm going to do this one more time on camera for you in sport mode, just so we can kind of compare that and see how that stacks up. All right, guys, truck is off. Let's get her started. You can watch me put the Pedal Commander into sport mode just by simply, you can do this on your phone as well. All right, so as you can see, we're in sport mode. This is the Bluetooth module. Again, you can do it on your phone. You can see the trip average is reset to 0. Trip distance and trip time at 0. So let's give it a go. This is more my speed, more what I'm used to. So yeah, let's see what happens here in sport mode. All right, guys, here we are coming up on the same stop sign, the halfway point. And it looks like our trip average is actually 10.9. So if I remember correctly, that's actually very comparable to stock, but slightly better. Let me make this turn here and we'll give you a look at the, so you can see 5.8 took us the same exact amount of time, 10 minutes. 5.8 is the mileage, which is exactly the same, of course. And yeah, we're at 10.9 and 10.8 in the stock mode. So just barely slightly better than stock, which that's interesting. I was not expecting that. So let's see what happens by the time we get back to the house with the downhills that we have on the way home. All right, guys, for the final time, here we are backing into the driveway, and let me show you what we got. Okay, so on sport mode, as you can see, pedal commander still on sport. Looks like we have 13 miles per gallon, which is exactly what we had on stock. So that's actually good to know, that using this pedal commander where I usually have it is not really affecting my miles per gallon. So you can see distance 11.7, trip time we actually made it a minute. Well, there it just hit 22 minutes there as we flip the screen. So very interesting. So let me turn the truck off and we'll talk about this real quick. All right, so there you have it. 3 different modes. All right, 3 different results under the same conditions on the same day, back-to-back trips. Tried to keep it as controlled as possible for you guys. So I'm pretty, the results are pretty interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting a little bit more of a difference with the eco mode. When I did this on my own, when I first got the pedal commander, I did this on my own. Now granted, again, as I mentioned, the conditions weren't as controlled, but I saw a much different result. If I remember correctly, it was like a difference of like 1.5 or 1.7 miles per gallon, something like that. The one thing I can't remember though, guys, just so I want to be as transparent and honest with you guys. Obviously, as you guys saw today, we compared the stock to just the straight eco mode and then the straight sport mode. When I did it on my own, I can't remember if I used it in one of the other eco modes. As far as, if you're familiar with the pedal commander, it has the 4 different modes: the eco, city, sport, and sport plus. But once you put it in one of them modes, you can then also customize it to your liking. So you can do eco, just straight eco like we had it, or you can do it in eco +1, +2, +3, +4, or eco -1, -2, -3, -4. This thing is totally customizable. There's 36 different settings that it comes with. Same thing with the, the city, the sport, and the sport plus modes. You can do, city +1 or +4 or -2, -3, whatever. So that's the only difference. I can't remember when I did this test on my own. I may have had it in eco +3 or 4. I honestly can't remember. So, but as you saw here today, it didn't make a world of a difference. It is going to save you a little bit on miles per gallon if you're somebody who is, really kind of concerned with that and looking to save any way you can. Eco mode will definitely save you a little bit on miles per gallon. This trip honestly didn't make that much of a difference, and in my opinion, I'm not a huge fan of the eco mode. I didn't buy this truck for the miles per gallon. So as we mentioned, I love having it in either city +2 or city +3 or the sport mode, which is what we tested it in. It just makes the truck way more fun to drive. It's so much more responsive. All right, so hopefully you guys found this helpful. I'm going to wrap this up. We're running out of daylight. My poor puppy's laying down in the back again. He's ready to get out of this truck. We've been in it for over an hour, so he's ready to call it a day. So you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. I will put links for the pedal commanders down below if you guys are interested in buying one. I'll put the link down there for you so you can just click on it and grab one if you want it. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. We'll catch you on the next video. Take care.